Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining me. I have a question for you. Do you think it's possible to actually fulfill all your biggest English dreams? What does it feel like to live a reality that once seemed practically impossible? Today, I'm going to talk to Daniela from Czech Republic, who is my lovely, beloved student. And she's going to share with you her journey in English and how she went from avoiding English to using English confidently and influencing others. She's going to talk about her challenges and what has helped her succeed and be where she is today. I cannot wait for you to hear her inspiring story and learn what else is possible when English is no longer an obstacle. Let's listen. Hello, Daniela. How are you, my dear?
Oh, I'm so great. And Hadar, I'm so privileged. I feel so honored to having me here today and especially in this turbulent time. So yeah.
Well, the
And
pleasure is
how are
all
you?
mine. Thank you for asking. I am okay. I am okay. And I'm doing what I love, which is speaking to you, my student and my friend. So it's so great to bring you here so you can share your incredible English story, inspiring. And it's an opportunity for you to share your own journey and also to show others that might be where you were a few years ago. And to see what's possible, right?
Yeah. And I must say it thanks to you because it hadn't been happened bef- without you because it totally you are my game changer. Definitely.
Well, it's been an honor to be a part of your journey, even though the work is on you and you did all the work. So I'm glad that I was able to be there to support you in any way possible. So for those who don't know you, Daniela, would you like to quickly introduce yourself, where you're from, what language you speak, other languages you speak?
Yeah, so I'm Daniela. I born and raised in Czechoslovakia, but now it's a Czech Republic because we split. Um, and I live in Brno, the smaller city than Prague, our capital, well-known city, famous city. And I just always loved English, but when I was young, because I was born behind a like iron curtain that time, so English wasn't like a big deal. Even if I learned English at the grammar school, but that the way of teaching was. We all know how it was, so nothing special.
It
And
didn't set you up for success,
yeah,
basically.
yeah. And
Yeah.
actually, we didn't need it because it wasn't like allowed to traveling too much. So, you know, but during the time, everything changed, and I wanted to start with English somehow. And I like tried several times, but still was something missing because I like consumed a lot of content on YouTube and so. But, if I hadn't put it into the practice, that wasn't worth it. And I wasn't able to speak, to communicate.
What drew you to English? What was that thing that made you excited or feel passionate about consuming content even before practicing? Because obviously you had to have that something to motivate you. What drew you to English? Because obviously, like, you don't need it for your everyday life, right? It's not like it's essential for work or where you live. So what was it?
Actually, maybe it was music because I always wanted to understand the lyrics. And it's so connected because, like a melody of English, so beautiful. It's just music on its own. And if you combine it, I always wanted to understand. And actually, I don't know exactly why I'm so kind of obsessed with English because I wake up every day and I wanted to do something like I wanted to do my English, like my morning routine. And sometimes I ask myself, like, why I'm doing this. And now I know why I'm doing this, because I can travel, I can communicate, I can understand people, I can create so many beautiful friendships all over the world. And it's something really special. And that is the main reason why I do it, because I don't know, I don't need it for my job, because I work as a gardener, so I can speak with flowers in any language.
Have your own language, yes.
Yeah, but I try to do it in English.
It's really like, I always say that English is far beyond a language. It's a personal development journey. And what you're saying now really, really establishes that idea, because you're doing it not as a challenge. First of all, there is the challenge and overcoming a challenge, and doing something for yourself and for your brain. So that's that, investing in yourself and your brain. Of course, it's personal development, but also what it offers you: culture, friendships, understanding the world, um, information, knowledge, right? And that's for people who don't really need it for their everyday life, because a lot of times it's like people think, it's, I don't have to have it for work, then why bother, right? Like, it's not a big deal. And you are here saying it is a big deal, because it makes me a more thriving, successful person, individual.
Yeah,
Yeah.
got more confident
And more
and
confident.
more happy, and even I feel younger. Because if you learn something, you feel you are still student and your brain is like on fire, and you
Yeah.
try to learn something, and how the process is like a really big fun, because it's
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah, and
Yeah.
as you mentioned, that information, because I speak, my mother tongue is Czech language, and in my country there's 10 million people, and that language speak just 10 million people. And if you want to get some information and you are not speaking different language, you get some, just like, someone like translate it for you, but you don't know what.
And that
Yeah,
someone
so,
probably
and
has an agenda, and it's
yeah,
filtered through their brain
yes,
and their eyes, so you don't
yeah.
really get the full picture. Yeah.
Yeah, it opened your whole new world, and you can like search for an information. And I like try to switch my environment, my personal environment, into the English. So if I try to learn something, find some information, I always try to do it in English. So, and yeah,
Yeah. So
it's different.
I love that. And obviously you are the type. I've known you for how long have we known each other? 2 years?
Three,
Three
three
years.
in January.
3 years.
It's gonna be 3 years.
3 years. My God.
Yeah.
Time flies. You've been such a dominant, significant part of all our communities, and specifically Beyond, which we're going to talk about, because I want to talk about your
Mhm.
journey in the success path of Beyond, which
A
is
new
our English,
sound
a new sound,
as
of
well.
course. Our English practice community and New Sound is our signature program. So both of them are designed to move you up
Mhm.
a success path from
Yeah.
like maybe avoiding speaking to speaking confidently and
Whole the
influencing
way
others,
up. Yeah,
all
it
the way
was
up.
definitely from avoider speaking to
So
confident
I want to
speaker.
highlight that, like, we have a success path that goes from avoider to anxious speaker to brave speaker to challenger to influencer. And when you joined, you identified as an avoider.
Definitely.
And how do you identify today? What is your stage?
Yeah, I'm influencer. Yeah.
Influencer. That's
I'm
the
proud to
last
say
stage. The
it.
last
Yeah.
stage.
Yeah, definitely. And
Yeah.
it's really changed my life, and not just like in terms of English, but it affects and influence whole my life. Like my really, I'm totally different woman, and I'm
How?
gonna to speak about it. But I wanted to start with some particular like a story. What happened to me? It was maybe a trigger. Because before, as I said, I tried to learn somehow English. I attended some courses. It wasn't bad, but it still was something missing. But then I started to consume a lot of content on the internet, and it wasn't worth it. But I was spending a lot of time, hours and hours on internet, like write down some beautiful phrases and words and phrasal verbs. But I wasn't able to use it practically. And there was some like particular story when we were with my partner, my boyfriend. We went to vacations to Croatia to meet some friends, and we wanted to spend one day, one night in Budapest. So we booked some hotel and we were on our way. And during the way, we were approaching soon. And he asked me, so call them and ask if we can check in like sooner. And I totally was frozen and I wasn't able to do it. I was so stressed out because speaking over phone, it was something really, I couldn't like do it. And he was like pushing me, like, why you don't want to do it? You are studying English all the time, still like I can hear English everywhere. But I couldn't do it. I don't remember how I fixed it. Maybe I sent some email or something. I'm not sure. It was much easier.
You snuck out of it. You didn't
Yes.
really confront the challenge.
But as you know, everything happens for some reason. And after this, I start to think I need to change something. And I think it wasn't an accident or something. And I like came across some video and it was you on the video. And I was like, I totally felt in love with the way how you express yourself. I couldn't believe we are not native speakers. And I was like, this is my teacher. And after a few days, I jumped into the Influency community. And, you know, the first thing was like, make a video and introduce yourself.
So like, I'm just going to say, for those who don't know, the Influency community is a free online community on Facebook where we have a lot of video challenges and conversation groups allowing people to participate. So that was your first journey with your first interaction with our community. So you said to yourself, I'm going to record a video.
Yes. So I was like observing a few days and I like challenged myself, try to do it. And, you know, it's not about to make the video really short, like I'm Daniela and so, but to watch it back, it was a challenge.
That's the hardest part.
Yeah. Yes. But so I did it.
You did it.
And people were so nice and so supportive, and they left me beautiful comments. And I like, it was wonderful. But then I realized you have like community beyond community. And as I feel myself still like an introvert, but now I'm like outgoing introvert. And when I realized like beyond community is smaller and we are closer. So I asked to be there and and you know, I create so many beautiful friendships there. So it was like, and then came new sound and second round of new sound and
continuing doing the work in beyond. And this is how you kept progressing. What would you attribute most of your success to, your progress? Because like moving from where you were to where you are today, where you have no issues, not only making a reservation at a hotel, but also hosting groups and facilitating conversations, right? You're actually helping other people now communicate and build confidence in English, which is like an influencer, right? You are working on your fluency by influencing others. And what would you say has helped you get to where you are today?
It's so many small things, but I think that beauty of community, that support of you, all the beautiful, wonderful people, coaches, and like consistency, persistency, to be every day doing something small, you know, like sprint is my like every morning routine. I can imagine to leave my apartment without doing sprint morning. Yes. I'm really like,
is a 10-minute exercise that I developed that we use in Beyond daily to boost pronunciation, grammar, and vocabulary through repetition, right? So it's 10 minutes, like going to the gym for 10 minutes every day.
Yes.
How has that helped you, by the way?
The repetition, as you said, you like get it under your skin. And sometimes you want to use it and the next day it isn't possible. But sometimes after 1-2 months, suddenly you start to use some phrases and you actually don't know why or how it happened, because it's like settled down inside of you and your brain, and you start to use it. And yeah, and we learn so many great phrases and focus on pronunciation. So yeah, the like whole packet.
And what would you say the because you've been a big part of our community, like very active, posting videos, inspiring, encouraging others. What would you say about the importance of community when it comes to learning a language? And I'm saying that because I know that there are a lot of people out there probably watching this interview right now or listening to this on the podcast, and they're doing all the work, right? Like they're doing the thing, they're practicing, they are watching videos, maybe even practicing with themselves, but they're alone. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like I'm a sole learner, like I love to learn on my own, but I guess that sometimes, especially when you learn a language, it might not be enough. So tell me about your experience being in a supportive community and how that has helped you and why.
It's something like absolutely essential, because if you have people, you are on the same boat and you can share with them your struggles, and you feel like, before, if you're not part of some community, you feel like really it's your issue and you don't know how to solve it. And then you realize, I realize so many people have the same struggles, and if we are together, we can grow much easier. And that support of other people is so important and so useful. And yeah, it's and if you are part of like kind of community, but I think still feel like beyond is something really special. I can imagine something better, anything better for me. And you feel so safe, so safe. You can be what you want to be here. We have so many interesting things to do, to try, and
Why
you
is it
don't feel
important to
any
feel safe?
fear.
Because you said that like with conviction. Why do you think it's important to feel safe w- in this journey?
Yeah, because I think like internet is kind of wild west, and like generally,
Way to put it. Yes.
it's and some people are, even I wouldn't like post something like maybe without within people I really don't know, because people generally are nice, but there is some people, and it could be just one person, and they can like with their like mean critique like put you down. And it could be crucial for you. But if you have a people, but it doesn't mean we just like flattering ourselves or like patting on the back. Yeah, it's not necessary, but you feel that support, you feel people like feel you, want you help, they want to help you, and you won't help them back. And yeah, I think that's something really special. Yeah.
Daniela, what is possible for you today that was not possible at all 3 years ago?
Like this to speak with someone on public. Yeah, I wouldn't do it. Maybe I wouldn't do it even in my own language, my first language. Yeah, because it influenced my whole life. Yeah, I feel much more comfortable and much more confident to speak and to express myself. Yeah, special is connected with travel. I love traveling. Everyone almost love traveling, and I was traveling with my partner and with friends, especially with my beloved daughter. She's like 31, and we try every year to get like a few days together and travel. So it's beautiful. And I always was someone who rely on the other person, and I hadn't feel like strong enough. And what happened after almost 3 years in Beyond? I like get my very first solo trip, and it was something special. And I just jumped on internet. I bought my flight tickets to Rome.
Tell us
And then
about that
and
flight.
then I
Tell
was
us about that
thinking like,
trip.
what you wanna do? And then I
Wow.
contact Beyonders, who is living in
Our Italian
Italy,
Beyonders. Yes.
Italian Beyonders, and I organized like a small meetup in Rome,
Ah,
and I met like 5 beautiful ladies from Beyond, and we spent the whole day like in Rome together chatting, and it was something really amazing.
wow.
and and then I spent another day with Elisa, and yeah, it is absolutely unforgettable for me. And
It's like
since
a sense of like a huge sense of accomplishment, right? Like being independent, doing what you want, not being dependent on someone else. And like when we had the meetup in at the end of 2022 in New York, we had a lot of our community members, women who traveled on their own for the first time. And it was very similar. Like it was the first time they actually traveled. I mean, they have already immigrated to the US. They did the most courageous thing in the world to begin with. But then in the US, they never traveled on their own, and they were always dependent on booking and everything on their partners, husbands. And it was the first time for them. And it was a huge accomplishment. And I can like, and this is what you're saying as well. Like it's really like I can do everything because it's not just that. It's just this. It's a symbol to other things that are now possible.
yes, it gave me the freedom. Yeah, even if I don't have to like travel on my own, just but if I want, I can. I can. It's such a beautiful feelings. You can do it, and
Yeah.
it totally changed my life. And yeah, I feel so good.
I want to ask you because you said that before you joined Beyond and then New Sound, you did study a lot on your own. And I'm sure that
Mhm.
there are a lot of people who have been doing the work and they still feel frustrated and stuck. What was not working for you back then?
I had no one to speak to, and I didn't know how to put into the practice what I've learned. And like a regular speaking partner is the key, and it don't have to be just like one person, but that interaction with people and using language every day, and but not just in your head but out loud.
Yes,
Because
exactly.
if we speak to like to ourselves at home, it sometimes feel like it's not so bad. But if you want to speak with like a real person, it's a different. Yeah,
Yeah.
even now, I think in my head there is a better English, but still, but it takes time, like, and
It's always
I'm
like
patient.
that because our brain is so sophisticated. And so like we sometimes we think that we just think in a language, but we think in colors and in shapes and in feelings. And, so there's like all that is here. And obviously what we're able to translate, whether it's in our first language or second or third, it's probably always going to be limited. So we should be okay with that. Uh,
Yeah, yeah. And
uh,
I would love
yeah.
to mention one more thing. What is like a huge advantage of Beyond? Like, uh, you can be here whatever you want to be. Like, you can play with your voice. You can do monologues, dialogues. You can sing because it's my passion, and I sing a lot. And you can like wear
And you're an
wigs
amazing
as
singer.
I do and do crazy things. We have so many like sessions and opportunities to do, and and you don't feel like you're scared about it because no one is going to judge you. Yeah, you just enjoy your life because, like, what's the point if there is no fun? And it's much better to enjoy it, your journey, than just like learn and yeah.
Absolutely. And I think, again, being able to be in English but also be yourself is something that always feels um like almost impossible, because it's like when you there is a part in the learning journey where you feel like when you speak in English, you put on a mask or you put on a costume and it's not really you. And then it's hard to do crazy stuff and sing and tell jokes and put on wigs and all of that, because you like it doesn't feel like you don't even feel like you have permission to be yourself. And I think it's so important to remember that no matter what language you speak and no matter how well you speak it, it is still authentically you. And pushing yourself to doing those things that you are doing, I think it has helped your fluency journey, absolutely helped it, um, because you gave yourself permission. What would you tell someone who is too afraid of being judged, too afraid of being criticized, too afraid of making mistakes? What would you tell them?
I'm not sure if I'm like the person who would like want to give any piece of advice, but I would say, like, try it. You can try it. You can make it if you try. So find like safe environment to feel good, to feel free, and then try. And you will see how easy it's going to be, like, if you give it a chance, yeah, because you maybe would stay in the corner or sit in the corner and then never try anything, and like it would be really pity. It would be really pity.
Right. It will
Yeah.
be. What are some of your big goals and ambitions when it comes to English?
Oh yeah. mm, I haven't like thought about I hadn't thought about my setting my goals before New Sound, but then my first goal after New Sound was like start to hosting sessions in Beyond, and I accomplished it, and I really enjoy it. And I also, after second round, I set my like long term goal, which is connected with my job and with English, because I work as a gardener in botanical garden at university, belongs to my city. Sometimes we have some visitors, and we have just one person, which is our boss, who speaks English and can like guide the visitors during the garden. And yeah, it is my goal to
Guide the visitors.
be able
Yeah.
to do it. It's like not on, because it needs like just time to time, not on daily basis. But I would like to be able to do it if it's yeah.
If I
But
told you that
it
you need to do it tomorrow, would you be able to do it?
tomorrow, actually, I need to gain a lot of like information, even like in that field, because I hadn't studied uh,
Mm.
horticulture. I studied economy and was working as an accountant for almost all my life. Yeah, then I quit and changed everything. So it's another story, crazy story.
Wait. No, I want to hear that. Like what made you make that shift?
Yeah, I just decided to try,
I love
and I
that.
wanted to change something. And I was lucky enough, my beloved partner, he supported me, and he told me, like, if you are not happy like doing what you do now, just try. I can support you if anything happened. Like, so I did it.
Wow.
I quit my job. It was like a pretty good job, because like accountant at university, like social benefits and so,
Safe.
but
Yes.
I did, and I became like a really happy person
Wow.
outside in the garden, and yeah.
Amazing. I love that.
Yeah.
So that's a good goal. So you need to just learn the vocabulary and
Mhm,
practice it a
mhm.
little bit. I believe
Yeah,
in you. I know that's going to be
yeah.
that's
But
like I'm waiting for the video in Beyond that you will share telling us about your first tour, your first
yes,
guided tour in the
yes, yes.
garden.
Actually, a small win I already done, because once some like visitors came, and I was doing like translator. Yeah,
Mhm.
my leader was like guiding them, but
Mm.
she's not speaking English, so she told it like in Czech language, and I was translating. It was like a good win, but I would like to go more, more up,
Absolutely. Good win.
and do it
Yes.
on my own.
Amazing. So before we wrap up, we talked about your future plans, and I love that. What advice would you have for our audience who might be struggling with fears, who might be, like they don't have a plan, they can't find motivation to practice consistently, but they do enjoy, let's say, watching YouTubes and consuming content.
Mhm, mhm.
What would you tell them?
I would tell them like, join some community, find people you can practice with, because it's it's essential, and enjoy the journey, because
Yeah.
the journey is the destination.
Wait, say that again. Say that again.
The journey is the destination.
I so agree with that. We forget that. We always like think about the destination and we forget that it's about the
Yeah.
journey. It's good to have a goal,
Yes.
but you may not hit it. You will get somewhere, you'll get elsewhere, but it's the journey that counts.
Yeah. And I would say them maybe even like, and do it now, do it today, because there is
Mm,
nothing like tomorrow. It's always today. So you need to do it today. Just
yeah.
small step, small little step, and try, and you will see. And if you see some results, if you see improvement, it's such a huge motivation. So you can't stop.
Exactly. No, but what you said is so important. Like before that, you said being consistent. And when you enjoy it, it's a lot easier to be consistent, I think, because
Mhm.
it's something you
Definitely.
want. It's not something that you have to. Because when you have to do something,
Yes, yeah.
there's
And
a
I
lot of
always say,
resistance.
I don't have to. I can. I can. I have access to internet. I have time. I can find the time. Even some people have like less time because maybe families, little children, whatever it could be. But like 10 minutes a day, I think we can, all of us, find, and yeah, do something, do something. But before we wrap it up, I don't know how much time we have. I wanted to mention a few more things about Beyond, especially I wanted to name people.
Let's
Our
name
coaches.
them. Let's
Not
talk about them.
not all of like people, because we would need like several hours for it, but especially coaches. And Elena, I had the privilege to meet her in person, which was really something like unforgettable meetup. And also Marcella, our grammar queen, because I don't imagine I would like fall in love with grammar,
Wow.
because people don't like grammar. But Marcella was able to like, because we, so many people in Beyond fell in love
To fall in love with
with
grammar, the
grammar.
way she teaches it, the way she's passionate about it, absolutely. So Marcella is one of our coaches, and Yelena, just for people who don't know, is our head of the training department and customer success. So, so she is definitely
Yeah,
responsible for
yeah.
all of that goodness as
And
well. And
Avi, he motivates me with his first karaoke session. I started host my sessions, teach and learn through songs, and on the like very end of the session, we always do a karaoke version, and we sing together. And then I post it in our group, and it's so much fun if I see the smiles on people's faces. So it's so like beautiful, beautiful feelings. And of course, Christine, and Judith, and Marwa,
Marwa.
and Amber, our tech magician. He always can solve
100%.
any like technical issues and help us like so.
It is like
Yeah.
it is a community that supports the community. Absolutely. Like our team is a part of the community, you know. It's not separate, and you guys are why we do what we do. You know, we are it's so funny, like when you look at our Slack channel. Slack is like the platform we use to connect. It's like WhatsApp. Um you know, the most popular channels are the channels where we talk about our students, like, did you see what she posted, or this happened, or she's celebrating this, or he's celebrating that? Because it's such an honor to be a part of such beautiful journeys like yours and other members of our community, and all of you are constantly doing your best, and you inspire us to do better. And I think it's like this mutual collaborative experience, and I absolutely love that. So thank you so much for acknowledging all the team, and there are a lot of people behind the scenes as well. This is an opportunity to say thank you to everyone. And I'm also going to say, because we mentioned a few places and programs, so let me just organize it, and we're going to post all the links in the description. So Daniela first joined the Influency community. That is our free community for people to connect, non-native speakers from around the world. Everyone's welcome as long as your intentions are pure, and to connect and to speak with others with respect. So that's the Influency community on Facebook. And then we have Beyond, our English practice membership. I'm going to put a link below so you can join the waitlist, or join if you're watching this when doors are still open. I think when we air it, doors will be open. And New Sound is our signature program that focuses on pronunciation, prosody, which is intonation, rhythm, and stress, mindset, and fluency strategies. So that is like a 3-month program that takes place twice a year. And Daniela is a proud member of all
Yes,
three.
definitely. Absolutely proud. And as you mentioned, mindset, it was that like game changer mindset, especially the module about mindset. It changed everything, and my approach to English, and
And we've seen
and
that because you
consistency.
kept putting yourself out there and challenging yourself without being afraid of, you know, what people are going to think or how it's going to come out. And I think that is such a growth mindset oriented action. And again, like the thing is that when you do something that pushes you, it's not that you're just doing it for yourself. Of course you're doing it for yourself, but you have no idea the impact it has on others. Because when people see someone else doing something scary that they think they would never be able to do that, it it makes it possible for them to imagine themselves doing it as well. And it kind of like, it's like a nudge for them to do it as well. So I think that when people are courageous, apart from it being beautiful for their own, you know, development, it has a huge impact. It's like the ripple effect on the people around you, and your friends, and your, you know, spouse, and your parents, and your kids who see you doing something positive in your life that you're passionate about. I mean, if that's not leaving a legacy, I don't know what it is. So
Yeah, I think they are proud because you do your best and you try your best, and it is, yeah. So join us and feel free, because what happens in beyond stays in beyond. If I can
we don't talk
rephrase
about
it
it.
like famous sentence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Daniela, thank you so much for this beautiful conversation and for sharing a little bit about your life and your story, your English story. And I cannot wait to see what's to come in the next few months and years. It's been a pleasure being here with you and in your journey.
I'm gonna stay with you like until my last day. I will never leave beyond. It's
That's
my
it.
family.
It's like,
It's my family. Yeah.
yeah.
I feel it like this. So
Yeah.
thank you so much, Hadar,
Thank
for
you so
inviting
much.
me, for having me, and for your beautiful smile and your impact on my life.
Oh, thank you for everything. And thank you for your time. And thank you, everyone, for watching and listening to our conversation today. If you have questions for Daniela, just leave them in the comments below, and we will be there responding. Thank you, everyone. And thank you, Daniela. And have a beautiful, beautiful rest of the day, everyone. And we'll see you next week in the next video. Bye.
Bye.